A host of new faces, new leadership at the head coaching position, and the return of a former star. Things are certainly looking up here at New York Giants training camp. I'm Bobby C. Here's more with Big Blue.
Every year, feel like you're having an opportunity to do something special and make the playoffs, and so you don't want to waste seasons. You don't want to waste games. You don't want to waste anything. And so we understand what's ahead of us. We got to work extremely hard and be totally committed into doing whatever it takes to get back to winning more games and making playoffs.
The anxiety is definitely setting in, and I understand that, I have to pace myself, I have to take my time, but the anxiety is setting in, but, I'm just going to take it one day at a time, one route at a time, one period at a time, and just continue to build those blocks.
It's always a good feeling to get in the pass, shake all the rust off, you get to put your hands on somebody. Ain't no better feeling than that.
Exciting. A new opportunity for me, especially being with a great organization like this. Having the opportunity to come out here and step on the field with some of these guys that are on our team, and just to go out there and learn and play and see how they do things here at the Giants. It's been awesome for me, and it's exciting.
It was great to see Victor Cruz back making moves. Giants fans are hoping he will be dancing his way back into the end zone this season. One thing is for sure, the G-Man and veteran quarterback Eli Manning have plenty of options after #1 wideout Odell Beckham Jr. Big Blue has a receiving core that includes rookie Sterling Shepard and returners Jeremy Davis and Cruz, all of which have looked very good in training camp. The same could be said for the revamped defense, which includes first-round pick Eli Apple and now veteran cornerback Leon Hall, who was signed this week. The Giants waived Tremaine Jacobs to make room for Hall. I expect the Giants to win the NFC East. I say they go 11-5. And out at Jets camp, looks like Gang Green will carry 4 quarterbacks on the roster, including Ryan Fitzpatrick and now backup Geno Smith. The Jets look at this, according to reports, as the now and the future. Fitz is signed for 1 year and could easily play the next 2 under center for Gang Green, depending on how the season shakes out. But expect Bryce Petty to move up the depth chart as soon as next year, especially if the Jets have a down season. We could see Fitz and Smith gone and Petty and Christian Hackenberg as 1-2 next season. After a sluggish start to camp, Petty has really turned it up. New running back Matt Forte will likely miss the preseason opener with a tweaked hamstring. Jets fans are already concerned, but former Jet running back and NFL great LaDainian Tomlinson, who knows a thing or two about resurrecting his career in green, said he expects Forte to be a nice pickup for the Jets. I think Jets fans don't mind if Forte is out during the preseason as long as he's ready to roll when the real season opens. I expect the Jets to be a playoff team this year. They have the veterans to make a move in the AFC East. On the baseball diamond, the New York Yankees and the New York Mets renewed their long-standing Subway Series rivalry this past week with 4 games split between Citi Field and Yankee Stadium. The Yanks managed to come back in the opener at Citi on Monday, while the Mets won Game 2 in Flushing. Back in the Bronx on Wednesday, it was Mark Teixeira and his home run prowess that propelled the Bronx Bombers to victory. The Yanks had a chance to take the Subway Series Thursday night in the Bronx, but the Mets and newly acquired slugger Jay Bruce, baseball's RBI leader, penned a different ending to the Subway Series finale. Bruce lifted the Amazons to a 4-1 victory with his first hit as a Met, a 3-run shot. Here's more from Yankee Stadium last night.
Felt like I threw the ball really well tonight, and it was just that one inning, I kind of fell apart, and, Johnson got that leadoff home run, and then I felt like I threw a good pitch to Granderson. He got that base hit, and then after that, Bruce finished it.
I just told some guys that it felt like my first major league home run, running around the bases, so, it was good. It was good to make an impact that way, and it ended up being, a big spot, so.
Those good players, and that's why he was, you look at what he's done with runners in scoring position. He's put up huge numbers, and we need that right now. And so it was a huge, not just a big hit for us tonight, but for him also.
Before I got traded, I was in a little bit of a funk and hadn't really been lighting it up. I'd hit some homers. I still think that this was like the 7th or 8th hit in a row that's a homer. I haven't had a single since before we left for the last road trip in Cincinnati. But It was good. It was good. You know, it was good to do it in that spot and end up having an impact on the game like that. So I was glad to help out the starters.
The Pinstripers remain home for a weekend series with Cleveland, where former reliever Andrew Miller will return to the stadium for the first time since being dealt before the trade deadline. The Yanks wound up shipping out Aroldis Chapman, Miller, and Carlos Beltran, who went to the Texas Rangers. The Yankees have also decided to let Alex Rodriguez watch more action from the bench. Still no movement on his situation, but breaking news this morning, Yankee first baseman Mark Teixeira is set to announce his retirement. According to reports, the 36-year-old was playing out the final year of his contract in Pinstripes. He was likely out in New York with youngster Greg Bird on tap in the Bronx. I commend Tex for walking away as opposed to hanging on. The Mets are firmly back in the playoff hunt, one game out of the wild card after Thursday night's victory. A weekend series at Comerica Park against the Detroit Tigers beckons. With their pitching, the Tigers will be tough for the Amazons. The club will also have to venture into Motown without slugger Yoenis Cespedes, who landed on the disabled list after Wednesday night's loss to the Yankees because of discomfort in his bulky quad. He made some headlines, too, for playing golf with the injury. The Mets have talked to the slugger through his agent about leaving the Lynx until after the season. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The Olympics is finally here. The opening ceremony is tonight, and decorated swimmer Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time, was selected as Team USA's flag bearer. Phelps became the first American male swimmer to qualify for a 5th Olympic Games. He was chosen by a vote of fellow Team USA members to be the flag bearer. The NBA season is just around the corner, and Knicks standout Kristaps Porzingis is adding post moves to his repertoire, according to reports. The second-year big man said the move should help the triangle offense. Former Knicks coach Derek Fisher, who will turn 42 on Tuesday, is considering a comeback to the NBA as a player. He would be the first to do so after coaching since Magic Johnson. Fisher's coaching tenure was short in New York, but his social media feed still shows some nice moves on the hardwood. I could see him playing overseas, but not in the NBA next season. The same could probably be said for Ron Artest, or should I say Meta World Peace. Meta told ESPNNewYork.com that he too could still play in the NBA. The former Knick and St. John star is hoping to catch on with a team. For all of his previous troubles, Meta is not worth the league roster spot these days, but like Fisher, he could still earn a check playing overseas. Some legends of the NBA know when it's time to walk away, and when they do, they go to NFL training camp. Well, maybe only one quote-unquote offbeat NBA legend like Dennis Rodman, who turned up at Jets training camp this week with painted green fingernails, saying it was time for the Jets, not the Giants, to run New York. Talk about random, the worm, Dennis Rodman. But my favorite NFL training camp storyline came courtesy of Jets wide receiver Brandon Marshall, who challenged Pittsburgh Steelers receiver Antonio Brown to a bet. My car for yours? Well, not exactly. See, Brown has a Steelers-inspired Rolls-Royce, and Marshall said if he winds up with more yards than last year's all-purpose yards league leader, second in receiving yards to Julio Jones, he gets the Rolls. If he loses, Brown gets a white Porsche. However, the Porsche isn't Marshall's Porsche. It's a new sponsor for the Jets Porsche. Brown said for Marshall to get in touch with him when he's serious. It's time to get serious in the NFL. The Giants will open the preseason next week against Miami at MetLife Stadium, while the Jets will host Jacksonville the night earlier on August 11th. And on a final sports roundup note, inclement weather postponed the Red Bull Slaps wall ball tournament last week in the Bronx at Van Cortlandt Park, but the tourney has reorganized and will be played Sunday in Brooklyn and televised right here on BronxNet. Check out redbull.com and bronxnet.org for more information. Check your local listings and watch the Red Bull Slaps. And don't miss our latest edition of Sports NYC, which drops tonight on BronxNet and will feature handball great Timbo Gonzalez as well as newest Mets Hall of Famer Mike Piazza. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for an exclusive catch-up with one Bronx boy that has realized his NBA dreams, Brooklyn Nets forward and Bronx native Chris McCullough, who is about to embark on his second year in the association. Joining me now is Bronx native Chris McCullough, the Brooklyn Nets. Chris, your first opportunity to play at Hoops in the Sun, but not exactly in the sun. We're indoors in the South Bronx for the rain site, but you guys pick up a huge victory today. What did you think of playing at Hits?
It's a great opportunity for me. I want to come here. I ain't played in Hits since probably high school, so it's good being back out here again.
Now, you guys come in here today and with a real loaded lineup. I heard that Dwight Hardy did some convincing to bring you down, another Bronx guy. What made you decide to come and play today?
You know what, man? I was home bored. I wanted to get back on the court. I got workouts tomorrow, so I just wanted to get some more cardio and basically get up and down.
Now, you got an interesting story because a Bronx guy, but you end up playing 3 high schools and then only the 1 season in college at Syracuse, and a knee injury, of course, that kind of derailed that freshman campaign and then going into the NBA draft, but still a huge deal. The Brooklyn Nets take you with the 29th pick. You didn't take you too long to really get acclimated in the NBA, of a 10-point game, only a couple of games in. You know, what has this journey been like for you, coming from the Bronx, being one of the few guys to come up now from the city and make the NBA?
You know, it's been a roller coaster ride for me. Like you said, I've been at 3 different high schools. You know, I never went to high school in New York, Korea. I went to prep school in New Hampshire, Florida, and Connecticut. So it's been a journey for me. I mean, I love it, though. My knee injury in Syracuse was crazy, but I got through it. Now I'm playing in the NBA, so I'm good now.
Just talk a little bit before we let you go about the prospects for this very young Nets team. I mean, you were one of the guys that so many fans were like, I can't wait to see him play. He's a guy that's on the rise.
Yeah, you know, this year we picked up Isaiah Whitehead. You know, he's from Brooklyn. We got a long-time friendship. We also drafted Karis LeVert from Michigan. He's good, too. We got a young core this year. You know, we're just going to go out there, play hard, and see how it goes.
Here's to Chris. Don't forget, fans, you can come out to the Hoops in the Sun this weekend and see Chris and R2K in the playoffs. The league has an indoor slate tonight, followed by 2 semifinal games at Orchard Beach Saturday afternoon, weather permitting, and the championship on Sunday. For game times and more information on the playoff matchups, locations, visit hoopsinthesun.net. That's your look at what's going on in the Big Apple and beyond in the sports landscape. I'm Bobby C. Enjoy the weekend. More Rena Valentine and Open coming back in less than a minute.